All right, what's going on, guys? This is episode 4 of the Beyond the River podcast. As always, I'm your host, Tyler Oro. We're still here at the Niagara Falls Fishing Expo. We're sitting down with Bo from Catch Cam Nets. It's been a little slow event because of the weather, unfortunately. I know I had a pretty long drive in this morning. But you just want to introduce yourself real quick?
Yeah, what's up, guys? I'm Bo Robinson, also known as Wild Bo on Instagram. I've been in the fly fishing world since I was a kid. I started a company called Natives Fly Fishing about 5 years ago, kind of passionate about conservation of brook trout and kind of just getting like-minded anglers together to just keep our rivers clean and how to keep a sustainable fishery. Back where I'm at in West Virginia, there's a lot of stockfish there, so we were just trying to teach and educate anglers on how to be responsible, how to catch and release and stuff. And from there, I created the Catch Cam Net and kind of just went with that catch and release stuff. So I recently dropped Natives and completely focused on Catch Cam Nets, but hopefully to bring that project back in the future.
Right on. And I actually just picked up one of your nets.
Appreciate it.
Really looking forward to fishing it. I actually broke mine not too long ago.
That's because it wasn't a Catch Cam Net, right?
Yeah.
You're not gonna break that sucker.
Yeah, and I'm hoping to get a GoPro real soon. So hopefully I'll attach that and get some pretty cool footage with it.
Awesome.
And of course, your nets are pretty unique. I was worried about the handle because the way I fish comps, I kind of like that shorter handle.
Right on.
But your product is kind of interchangeable, where you can interchange the handles.
Yep.
You have the shorter one, and then you also hooked me up with the longer attachment, which I'm hoping to use as I try to mess around with Dom's flies and Ryan's flies and catch some of those streamers.
Even with that longer handle on, you should be able to fish comps with it because we kind of designed it right under 48 inches, which I don't fish comps, but a lot of my friends do, and they said they can fish up to 48 inches. But it's all preference, whatever you like. And that's why we designed it the way we did, is that you can interchange it. You can have one net for several styles of fishing. A lot of guys will jump on a boat and drift for the day, and they want that extra reach. So being able to throw a 30-inch handle on there is just an awesome feature to have.
Yep, and of course, I picked it up for my competitive trout fishing, but you also offer different net sizes.
Exactly. Yep. So we have our standard trout models, which is great for just wading, backpacking. Inside loop is 16 by 12, so it's a smaller basket, about a 10-inch depth bag, and a 9-inch handle on there. So it's just your good all-around trout size net. If you're catching big trout on average, then we designed the pig trout nets, and they're the same loop size as our pig series nets, just a shallower bag and a short handle, which is the one you got. So it's good for comps. Still a nice, manageable net to wade with. And then if you really need that extra size, you'll jump into the pig series, and that's got the 20-inch handle on it and the 24-inch depth bag. So it's just a good size for bass, walleye, whatever you want to put, steelhead in the net. Just a good all-around pig size net.
So, and I actually meant to ask you this when I was buying the net. How do I go about changing the handles? What's your system set up for that? Plus, you can also change the bags. You said you guys sell other bags too. How do I switch that stuff out?
So we wanted to make sure it's a product that's going to last forever. So you can, if you damage a handle or damage a bag, it's 2 screws for the loop that'll pull the loop right off. And then the bags are a little tricky at first. I'm going to put up a YouTube video soon on how to change those bags out. You just start from one side and go clear around. Super easy to change out though. And then the handles, there's one set screw in the side. Just Phillips head, take it out, and the new handle slide right in there. Kind of took the mounting system from a lacrosse style. So a lot of people will notice it looks like a lacrosse stick. Yeah. Very similar to that.
That's actually funny you mentioned that. I didn't think of that, but that's exactly what it is. It's probably the same.
I grew up playing lacrosse, so my original series, actually what Ryan Evans has with Queen City, he has one that threads in, and my very first model, well, I shouldn't say first, I had wooden ones, I had several different metal ones, but the first one I launched to the public was a thread-in model. And man, I bought a $5,000 lathe machine and taught myself how to run it. And it was so hard to build those things. It was just like cutting those threads, and it took so much time, and they were so heavy. So I wasn't even a year into it, and totally redesigned it. I picked up my lacrosse stick one day, and I was like, man, this is so simple. This is such a strong design.
I'm aggravated. I still haven't gotten mine.
I'm going to go with this. So went back to the drawing board, redesigned the block part on CAD, and just went all in with it. I knew it was going to be better in the long run, and it's a lot lighter model now.
We have a couple raffle winners that we'd like
We'll
to
take a little break
announce.
for a second.
All right, a little
One
intermission.
is the Smoking 411 booth, and maybe we can get a picture.
No, I like the product. I think it's great, man. Honestly, like
the
it's just
winner of the fishing trip.
it's pretty cool, and they're fucking tough, man. That's what I like about it. It's really tough nets. Like Evans and I beat the living hell out of your net. Like trust me, we tried to break that son
That's
of a
why I designed it that way.
Yeah.
It's like
It's durable.
the
as
average
fuck.
person picks it up, they're like, man, this is heavy, right? And I'm like, yeah, but listen, how many plastic nets have you bought from Walmart that you
Yeah.
broke 100 times?
Well, and those newer ones are fucking half the price of what they're the weight of the one that I got. You know.
It's funny, people who complain about the weight, I'll actually pull out my notepad and I'll show them, like, the small one is 1.2 ounces. Like, that's light as can be, a pound.
Right.
Like, you're talking about a pound, you're going to say that's heavy. Like, the trout pond small ones are only, like, I don't know, 3 ounces lighter than that.
Yeah. So,
gotta drive
I didn't know that because I think I came back to Dom and said it was a little heavy.
Yeah.
But I mean, with my system, the way I rig it up on my back.
Yeah.
In comps, it is different. A lot of comp guys are carrying the Frable bag style.
Yeah.
And those, like, rubberized
They
melts,
should have
they're
been
just a
handled
lighter
different.
bag. My heaviest part on those nets are the rubber bags.
Yeah.
And keeping them catch and release and just good quality bags, they're just heavier.
Well, and that's probably because I fish the same freight bill for my comp. That's
Yeah,
what I've
yeah.
done, and my biggest problem is my bag rips.
Yeah, they do.
Yes.
They definitely rip.
Yep. So I've gone. This is my second one, and you know, the bag gives. Obviously, the frame doesn't really give out unless you run over it with your truck or
Right,
something.
break it, yeah.
But yeah, the bag definitely gives out first.
And we actually, I have several friends who've put those Frable bags on the same model you bought. So you can actually, if you do decide you want that bag back, that it'll fit right on there. The small one. I'll send you the links and stuff of that if you're interested.
Perfect. And these are completely made in the USA.
Completely. The only thing that's not in the U.S. are the rubber bags. We outsource those from China. Nobody in the U.S. makes them. We've called, we've tried finding them. That comes straight from China, but everything else is actually made in West Virginia. So the blocks are made in one facility in my hometown. The powder coating's done down the road in another facility. The handle wraps are printed in another facility, and then I assemble everything in my personal shop. So everything's locally outsourced.
Helping out your local businesses.
Exactly.
It's definitely, especially these times, definitely the way to go.
Exactly.
And do you do this full time?
No, I do construction full time. So I've actually got several apartments I manage, and then flip a few houses a year.
Okay.
Any odd jobs I can pick up. So yeah, it's still trying to keep it a hobby and having fun with it, not relying on it.
Yeah, and this is something I heard you say yesterday, and something I talked to Dom about. It's just a cool thing to do something a little extra to follow your passion. That's kind of what I do with the podcast and my blog. How has that kind of excited your fishing?
Oh, it's awesome, man! Just meeting more people in the industry and just having fun with it, and keeping the business side of things out. That's, to me, what it's about. I love it, man. It's awesome.
Yeah. And you're mostly a fly fisherman?
Yeah. I've been strictly a fly fisherman until today. I just bought I don't even want to say this. I'm kind of like kind of mad at myself. I bought a bait casting. I'm going to try to put some more bass in the bag. So quit being so stubborn. I live on some prime bass water. So. But yeah, fly or die, really.
Yep, and mostly for trout.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And you're from West Virginia, so you're down around that area. You ever fish with Curtis Fleming?
I haven't. I've been asked many times. He's been to my shop. He has my nets. My nets have been on his show several times.
Oh, really?
No, I haven't got a fish with him yet.
It's funny. I'm gonna look out for your net because my dad and I always record those.
Do you?
Yeah, and we watch them together. You know, that's kind of how.
His I think it's 2 episodes back on his new season. He just did one with Joe Manchin. And they were down at Harmon Cabins, and my net's custom Fly Rock Chronicles wrap on there for him.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll definitely keep an eye out for that. Yeah, that's sweet because my dad and I have always watched those together. You know, it's kind of been a bonding thing as fishing has been.
Curtis is a good guy, really is. Good heart.
Yeah, and well, I think it's something that I did when I was younger when it comes to Curtis's show is I was always like put more fishing on. But it's not about always catching fish, you know, especially events like these, you know, getting to meet you, getting to hang out with Justin and Dom, and talk with all the people. I'm sure, especially running your own booth over there at Catch Cam, like, you just get to talk with some awesome people, and that's really what this community is about.
It is. There's so many doors have been opened up. I've met some of the best people, some of my best friends through fly fishing, and just fishing shows in general.
Okay, we have another raffle drawing.
Another raffle.
There are 6 individuals that won.
All right, so what were we talking about? Harmon's, so mostly nymph.
Yeah, so I just started your nymph about 2 years ago. Used to be a big streamer guy, still am. It's probably still my preferred method, but I realize how productive your nymph is. So,
yeah, and you know, you mentioned you got the bass gear. You're looking to get more into that, trying to, you know, we talk, you know, more than just fly fishing and catch fish, and you need a net.
Exactly.
And it's definitely a good, especially with that longer net, that could be, I mean the longer handle, sorry, that could be really good in a boat, especially for some big bass.
So I do most of my own films, something I've kind of got a passion and desire for the last couple of years. I've picked up a lot of camera gear, a lot more than I should, but yeah, so I need to start promoting more things than just fly fishing for trout. So I'm going to try to get on some bass tours and stuff this year and just link up some bass fishermen. So I figure picking up a bass setup wouldn't be a bad idea. And then muskie fishing is a big thing, and I'm still trying to critique my muskie size nets. I've had a few people say they're too small, kind of just taper back too small, so it'd be hard to really land a big muskie in them. But they're a great manageable size if you're on a kayak or wading with. So I'll probably always keep that size and maybe add another big one to the arsenal eventually.
Yep. Oh, I want to talk about the video because I'm trying to get more into that myself. I know Justin takes some awesome photos. And I'm getting a GoPro, and that's one of the big draws to your net is you got that nice attachment for the GoPro. And you were telling me about the cameras, and especially now with the new GoPros, they're voice activated.
Yeah, it's a huge feature. That's probably one of the best selling points with our nets. People immediately think, like, how do you turn that camera on as you're landing the fish? The new cameras, like the GoPros from like the Hero 5s and newer, are all voice activated. So you can literally just say GoPro record or GoPro take a picture. Completely hands-free, so that's an awesome feature to have.
And you even tell me about the new camera that you got, where it even live streams straight to Facebook and Instagram.
So the new Hero 7s have a live streaming capability. Go straight to Facebook or Instagram Live. I haven't personally used it yet, but a few of my fans or customers have, which is really cool. And then they're making some cheaper models of I think they're called the Native Thighs. I can't remember the name of that one. But they're 4K also. They're $110 you can find on Amazon, and they also shoot live, which is cool. Really cool. I'll be right back.
And with the nets, I think you said you've been in this for a year and a half now.
Yep, they've been live for about a year.
How many prototypes did you do before you decided on your final
I'd say probably 8 different models. We just kept lightening it. The very first aluminum one, before I owned the fishing companies, I owned a rustic woodworking company, and I have a wood shop, all the wood tools. So my very first idea, was just duct taping a GoPro to my net, and then after that duct tape wore out, and I dropped the camera in the water and lost it. I was like, man, I gotta redesign this because I was loving the shots I was getting. I just loved how easy it is to carry the net and the camera. So now I built one out of wood. It worked really good, but I knew I couldn't like mass produce those and sell them that way. So My very first aluminum one, I have a good buddy who's a machinist. He has Wolfpack Armory, and he builds gun parts. So I went to his house, and he helped me design this like sandwich model. It was like this big like 3x3 block with like this big sandwich, with just like a huge chunk of metal, probably weighed like 8 pounds. It was like our first idea. We were all excited. We brought it to life, and we were thinking, man, people buy this, you know. And then a week later, after I used it, I was like, man, this sucks. Like, there's no way it's gonna sink like a brick. Like, there's no way. So we redesigned another one, and then redesigned another one, and just evolved. But I'm sure I'll redesign it again. I'm always trying to improve the product. I want it to always be a durable net that's going to last, but there's still ways to make it better.
Yeah, and so what's that process been like? You know, have you had the struggles, the triumph? You know, getting to where you are. Is this, and then what's your end goal? Are you ever looking to do this full time?
Oh yeah. That's always the idea. I hope to be in some box stores by the end of the year. That's definitely a temporary or short-term goal. But to be able to travel, be in the film tours, you know, be involved. I see my company being more than just a net with a camera attachment. I want to be involved in all the film and fishing films and stuff. So I want to do other products. I have a lot of ideas for other products. Actually get into some more saltwater stuff. I've got a gaff cam prototype, so that might be pretty cool for some big tuna and stuff. So yeah, long term, hopefully be traveling around the world fishing and filming.
Yeah,
awesome.
It's definitely the dream. Are you currently participating in any of that? I know there's a film tour coming up. Are you currently participating in any of that?
I haven't applied to anything yet, no. I've got 2 really good stories I'm going to shoot this year. One with a local company called Chestnut Mountain Ranch. We've done a partnership with them. We've built and designed their own nets. Really cool. They got a Palomino trout handle, golden trout, and then the nets are blue, so like blue and gold like our state collars. But they're awesome program, helping troubled youth, and they're kind of impacting these young boys' lives through the outdoors. So they take them fishing and get them in like a comfortable setting. They're not like in a classroom or something, so they can open up and talk and share their life experiences and stuff they're going through at home, and allowing God to just kind of change their lives. It's a Christian organization, but we're going to try to tell their story this year. The boys are going to be building rods and then building nets in my shop, and then we're going to take them out and travel and do some really cool filming with them. So I'm excited to shoot that film, and I think that's something I'll enter into a film tour by the end of the year.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
And then also I'm going to shoot a really big film, probably call it Wild and Wonderful, and talk about wild fish, why it's important to have wild fish, and just how they're a good sign for good clean water, and why that's important.
Yeah, that's awesome. I definitely look forward to seeing those when those come out. So for the rest, you said this is the start of the season. I saw it on Facebook. What other shows are you doing from here?
So in a couple weeks we'll be in Harrisburg, PA. It's the big Great American Outdoor Show. February 2nd through the 10th. That'll be a long show, it'll be a tough show. And then right after that we'll be going to Lancaster in March like 9th and 10th. Hopefully going to ICAST in June as well. We haven't booked anything, but it's on our radar. We've got the funds set aside for it, planning on getting there.
I would register now.
Yeah, we've been kicking it around. I was thinking about doing a couple other small shows this year and then jumping into that one next, but I don't know yet.
Yeah.
I need to figure it out within like the next couple of days.
So
playing it out.
Yeah, so you guys can, if you're going to go to one of those shows, I definitely recommend checking out the product.
Yeah.
What about social media? How do they reach out to you? How do they get your product? Do you have a website?
Yeah, yep. Website, and almost all the sales we've done so far has been direct on our website. We're looking to start wholesaling this year, so if any of you guys out there know a good fly shop in your area or own or manage a a fly shop. You know, let us know if you're interested in carrying our nets. But besides that, go straight to our website at catchcamnets.com or follow us on Instagram or Facebook at catchcamnets. YouTube channel, we're putting out new videos on just tips and tricks on how to use the nets, how to use cameras, just some highlight videos of trips we've been on, so it's pretty cool. YouTube's, we plan on doing a lot more with that this year too.
Yep, that's awesome, and that's what I want to use my camera for too, and my net. And I'm really excited to use that net.
I'm excited to see what you do, man.
Yeah.
I know you put a lot of fish in the net. So I'm excited.
hoping to put it even more in. The season starts February 9th, so
cool.
I'm fishing that one. Hopefully have it out. Great talking to you. Anything you want to add?
Honored to be on here with you. Appreciate the invite. Look forward to seeing you grow and hopefully see some fish from the net perspective you're seeing with me.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely would love to fish with you too. It was definitely nice meeting you. It's one of the things I love about, and I didn't know I was going to be here until about a week ago.
Sweet.
And showing up, getting to meet you, getting to meet some of the other guys.
It's cool you knew who I was on Instagram when you first.
Well, I saw your name tag and said Bo, and I'm like that because that's a unique name.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you Wild Bo? And like, it's cool because I have followed a lot of people on Instagram, and then to meet them in person.
That's the beauty of social media. It's like you know people before you really know them.
Yep.
And it can be kind of a weird thing, but within our circle of fly fishing, it's awesome.
It is, especially like Justin invited me, and he asked me if I tie flies, and I'm like, yeah, and I thought he was someone just looking to buy flies, and he turns out to be Exoxulator on Instagram, and I've been following him for probably 4 years.
Yeah.
So then to meet him, and then he said, hip to strip. I'm like, I have one of your hats. It's just really cool, and then to obviously meet you.
Very cool. That's one of the best parts about these shows, just networking.
Yep. So I definitely appreciate you having me on, man. I'll definitely be hopefully posting some pictures of some nice fish with the net.
Cool.
And best of luck with the rest of your your
endeavors.
Yeah.
Sounds good, man. Thank you.
Yep.